For those who don't know, Virtuworx is an avatar-based events platform. There are two other verticals, remote work and education, but predominantly for today in particular, we're talking about events, and that's what I'm going to show you on the platform. Slightly, you see a lot of pop-up products similar nowadays. What makes us slightly different, and I'll sort of cover that up front, is we've got this avatar environment, which is quite rare for online eventing right now. But we've also got a web-based platform. So we understand that there are technical limitations, hardware limitations that stop people using downloaded versions. So I'm going to show you both. And actually, that's what makes us really different, that it doesn't matter if you want to play in the avatar world or you just want to get the information across or received. The downloadable version works on Mac and PC. And I'm just going to launch that in the background. I'm running on Mac. So again, just to show you what I'll do. You will get with when you're sent out your invite to join, you get a login details. And again, when you come in, just the sort of standard stuff. Set it up for the performance of your system. You can spend 30 seconds or 30 minutes on your avatar. My daughter did this for me. I thought it was more graphic. This is how I see myself, but my daughter sees me this way, so I thought that was quite nice. Don't ask about the socks. Again, my daughter's young. So again, opportunities here for branding, opportunities. You'll see in the platform, a lot of the feedback we got from the events world was, doesn't help our sponsors and doesn't help our exhibitors. And that's really where a lot of the drive was coming. So as I go through the platform, I'm going to show you opportunities to brand, sponsor, and real exciting things for the exhibitors to do as well. So you can come in just like The Sims and edit this, change anything you wish, or you can go straight into the event. Your events that you're invited to will be on the right-hand side. So this is an internal event I'm just going to show you. There we go. Let me just mute my microphone so everyone in the platform doesn't hear me. One of the first things we're always asked is, how easy is it? How hard is it to use? And I'm going to try and sort of show you that as I go through as well. So in this case, I click on my mouse and I move. I spin my mouse round, and my camera moves. So again, someone's actually nicely come in the platform just to show us how this works, and I'll show you some stuff. So you'll see he was dressed in white from a distance. You get closer, and now you can start to see details. If you click on an individual, you'll get their information. So really important for us on this platform is networking all the time. So you can see his name's above his head. He's got some branding on as well, but I bring him up. He's actually one of our guys sitting in the platform for us. He's already a connection for me, but I could remove it. And we could start a chat if we wanted to. So again, this would be a nice test to see if he's polite in his return. But he'll have an opportunity now to talk to me, and we can have a look at that in a second. I call it the spider web, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But anytime you see and you bring up this right-hand side stuff, you're able to then go on to the next level. So I can now bring up the company, look at all the socials, description of the company, but I can also look at all of the employees for the Virtual Lab. And just like I did with Mike, I can bring up that person's card, connect with them, chat with them, or contact them. So again, real great opportunities from the second you get on the platform to start networking. So I'll just shut those down. Again, once you've got all your friends connected, you'll see them in the right-hand side, and you can talk and chat to any of those. You can see who's online in this environment. Again, we can chat in the room. So if you don't want to chat by voice and you're a little bit shy, feel free to chat in the room chat. So that would pop up there for anyone sitting in this room, and they'd be able to see it. I'll just quickly talk you through the connection. So there's my dwindling Wi-Fi connection, as I mentioned. I'm listening, so that's on. I'm muted in the platform right now. I didn't want to bother everyone. But if I unmute, Mike will be able to hear me. You won't see it or hear it because it's on a different screen, but you'll actually see him talking back if he starts talking back to me. In fact, there you go. So little microphone lets you know he's speaking. Again, in the platform, if you've got any issues, you can click on our help desk, get in touch with the guys, and they're always there, and they can always help you through the little bugs that you might find. Or if you know you're just having Wi-Fi issues, you can't connect your speakers, you can talk to the guys and have a chat. In here, you can walk as much as you wish. We talk about for the events, you build an event as a PCO. You say, I want, in this case, I'll just show you what we've done. We've got 2 breakout rooms, 1 auditorium, 2 boardrooms, and a networking area and the lobby. you can build as many of those or as little as you wish. You'll see here, this isn't a live event. So you'll actually see that the space itself, it feels quite empty. So you have to be a little bit careful that you don't make this space so large that it feels like you're banging around in here. Other questions people will often say to us is, how easy is it to build these places? And I'll show you that on the web. But again, just to give you a feel when it comes to how easy it is to change, just changing outside is a click of a button. Just changing your logos or your banners is a click of a button. Colors, schemes, and again, I'll show you that as we sort of go through the platform. Broadcasting system in place. So if you want everyone to move to the hall, you could broadcast that out. Everyone will get a pop-up telling them to move to the hall. And then user roles. Again, as a PCO, you may come in here and if you wanted to find a person and change their role and change their access. It's all click, it's all drop down, it's all fairly easy to use. And just to give you another feel for sort of some of the background stuff, we talked about the help desk. Leaderboard, there are three key things for Virtuworx. First, it needs to be practical. Just like we're doing on the StreamYard now or on a Google call or a Zoom call, you want to show your video, you want to share video, you want to chat, you want to get the important meeting done. That's essential. The other two for us are analytics and gamification. The leaderboard is a prime example of one piece of our gamification. As you're moving around the platform, for example, visiting a stand, you'll get a tick. If I was to now go and download one of the brochures in the booth, I'll get a tick, and then I'm on the leaderboard. So in this particular internal event, you can see Malcolm Reese is winning with 34 points. Gives you a great chance as a PCO to offer prizes, etc. Lots of tutorials in there. So again, if you're not familiar with computers, if you've never played Sims before, as an example, you can head in there and just have a look at the small videos that we've got. Always have a settings menu, again, just if you want to change what microphone you're talking on, what webcam you're using. And then there's the event tab. So I've not set this up, but there is a schedule for every event, and you would click on which ones you wanted to attend. They will pop into my schedule here on the right, and it just tells you, gives you a bit of a reminder, hey, you said you were going to go into the main session. That's starting now. I can go and have a look at all of the exhibitors. And again, we'll go through and I'll show you some of those a bit more closely. You can have a look at all the speakers. And just like we did before, you can bring up their profile and have a look. And the sponsors. So again, always talking about sponsors and exhibitors. Let me just come out of that. You can walk around the entire platform if you wish. In this case, you can use the elevators if you wanted to go to the boardroom. Your Fitbit doesn't work in this environment. So if you wanted to go to the boardroom, you could just go to the go-to menu and flash yourself to the boardroom. It'll take a couple of seconds to load, and then you'll be in the environment. Again, room chat now specific to this room, and I'll just scan you around. So you're in a sort of holding pen right now because the boardrooms can be locked. So if you've pitched up 5 minutes early for your session in the boardroom, you can wait out here. There are some networking zones. I'll sort of show you these as I go around, but when I enter the networking zone, you'll see the industry and the job title pop up. So if anyone's walking by and they want to speak to someone in technology, then they could come in and have a chat with me. Anything inside these green walls here is just between me and the other person in here. So you can't be heard outside. The boardroom, hopefully no one's in the boardroom just now. And if they're not, we'll walk in. So again, you'll see a locking system on the door. You can use that once you're inside. Let me just shut that down. You'll get a lot of pop-ups as you walk around to new areas, just trying to give you a hand, show you exactly what needs to be done. Everyone loves the avatar, but the great thing about the boardroom system, and in this one in particular, so if I just join a session just to show you, there are a number of places around the platform that you can turn on your camera. So if you feel that face-to-face is important, particularly when you're doing a sales call, you may want to turn on your camera, have a chat. You could come and join me in this session. We could have multiple people. We can share screen just like you would on any normal Zoom call. We can bring up browsers, share browsers. We can go online, Google Drive, OneDrive, etc. So that's the session. And anywhere you see a join session button, you can do that across the entire environment. I talked about configuration. Again, in here, you can do everything from changing the room if you wish, changing the signage, changing the desk. You can even change the pot plants. It's actually quite incredible the amount of stuff you can adjust. I'll take you just to show you the networking area. And what I'll do, John, I'm just going to take you around a number of the different spaces we've got, and then I'll show you the web-based platform. So networking is, again, a key part of this. Your networking experience starts on the platform from the second you register, because you get access to start connecting with all of the people online. However, on the day, it's just as important. And these are the similar rooms that you saw a second ago. So as we walk into one of these rooms, you'll see my job title. I'll just show you, actually one of these build. All it does is it talks you through how to use the room, how to use the area. So great for a first time into a room. Shows you how to do the networking, etc., etc. And if you ever need to leave them or you've seen it before, you just close them down. So we could grab a seat in the networking zone. Again, we could now just sit here and wait for someone to pop in and speak to us, or we could pre-arrange a meeting here, or I could say to Mike or someone I know, come into the networking room. I'm in networking zone 2. The only other thing that we have in the networking rooms is I always call it a speed networking site. So a little game where you can get 10 people around these seats. You would join the session. We sit down and you've got 2 minutes in front of the person trying to make your pitch, make your sale before you rotate onto the next person, the next seat. And just like we did at the start, if you like anyone or you interact with someone you want to connect with, click on their avatar, add them as a connection, and start talking outside of the platform. And again, I sort of always talk about it, but just in the dressing, you can literally dress and change every color, every banner in this area as easily as just clicking on a button. I will just take us to, so the auditorium probably won't let me join right now. You can only join an auditorium or breakout when there's a session live. So it'll bring me in, and it'll probably give me a little pop-up and tell me to go out, but it'll give me a chance just to show you. There we go. So this is Backstage. You'll be able to hear everything on stage, a bit like I was before this meeting, sitting backstage, listening to you and Chris talk, preparing my slides or preparing what I want to talk about, and waiting to get called out. As soon as you do that, you can just walk out onto the stage. Now, there's multiple ways you can interact in this platform. You could come out as an avatar, and you could do the presentation a bit like I'm walking here. I can walk out onto the auditorium, stand in front of the people. I've got lots of little buttons here in front of me that help me talk and present. I've got a share screen option. Again, just like I did in the auditorium, we can join a session up here. Or I could join via video, a bit like I'm doing now. So I could just join on the stage behind me on screen, or I can play pre-recorded video. So there's a number of ways you can interact. Some people get very nervous when you say they have to come as an avatar. Or you can do a combination. So you could work from Connect, which is our web-based, and be broadcast into Immerse. You can be in Immerse and get broadcast into Connect. And I'll show you a little bit about that as we go along. You can set up for panels. So again, as long as you rebrand the room, which is just a click of a button, you can set up for panels, sofas, individual speakers, whatever you wish. You'll always see people in the room. And what happens as they come into the room, they're replaced by the avatar. So if I was to go in as a guest right now, I would replace one of those avatars. It's nice to talk to a full room rather than talking to an empty room. Breakouts are very similar, just a little bit smaller. And actually, before I leave this area, again, I talk about sponsorship and branding. Anywhere you see logos, anywhere you see any form of branding, that can be changed again for your sponsors or your exhibitors. Let me take you into the hall. As I said at the start, one of the key bits of the magic here is making sure that your sponsors and your exhibitors are getting the money's worth. And I think you'll see here, this is kind of a special experience if anyone's done any online events or platforms. And John, I'm aware that in theory I finish at past. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the web-based very quickly, because that I think less important to see. But I want to just show you this space first. The gold coming out of the sky, you'll see that's just because I'm a booth owner and I can show you what we do with that. Let me just find anyone. I'll go to IDNA. Everyone knows Tam. Just on the dressing, I'll just undress this. There we go. So as a booth owner, I've got the access to change anything I wish. I can change desks, chairs, colors, logos. You get a video on the outside of your booth. Everybody gets that. And you get 4 videos on the inside of your booth. So the idea is you bring someone into your booth, sit and have a talk with them. And again, if you feel the need, create a session that will open up your video chat, and a bit like we did before, gives you a chance to go face-to-face. If we wanted to, we could then talk to them about the videos. play one of the videos. So we've not uploaded a video in this particular case, and sit and talk about the product videos. Allow you to download the brochure, allow you to download any of the other material that they've got. And again, from a room perspective, you see we've put you know, a number of booths in here. You can have a number of halls. You get around 200 people. It's always one of the questions. You can get around 200, 250 people in one of these environments, in these rooms. Again, 250 feels really busy and really noisy. So what you tend to do is you'll build more rooms and space out a little bit more, depending on how many people you've got on the platform and how busy you want it to look and feel. What I'll do, I'm just going to jump out of this. I'll stop sharing, John, for 2 seconds. This is the difficulty with doing it live. I'm just going to bring up the web-based platform. There we go. Okay. And I will share screen again. Full screen. Cool. Hopefully you're still seeing that. And again, I sort of mentioned at the start, a key bit for us is if you ever see an avatar-based platform, you will hear people complain about, oh, I couldn't download it. I just wanted to come on the platform. My IT department said I wasn't allowed to. The internet wasn't great that day. I couldn't go to the event today, but I'm able to go and look at it tomorrow. And for all those reasons, we created Connect. So Immerse is the downloadable platform. Connect is the web-based platform. So again, it takes about as much Wi-Fi as a Zoom call. You can retrospectively go back and look at things. If you don't have the ability to download, or you just want to use your tablet, or you're on the go, you can come on to Connect and get the full experience. The only thing that you will miss in Connect is that you're not going to be an avatar. So I'll just talk you around it fairly quickly. As you log in, you'll create your profile. That profile goes across the platforms, both Immerse and Connect. And similar to what we had before, you've got your admin hub. You've got all your favorites and your find events. So if you've seen multiple events, you can go in and find them. Your contact list is on the right this time. And again, you can bring up anyone you wish and have a discussion with them, just like we showed you on the other one. I'm here as CT Tech Council. I'm actually at the same event. If I come to the home, I'll just give you a talk through. So you can create all of the banners here. You create the description, the time of the date, the event, and all of the speakers are listed at the front. So this is sort of a front page. Think about this as, you know, walking up to the event, if you like. All the information you would want is on the front page. You can walk into the lobby just like you were before, and you can chat to everybody in this room again. You'll always see it. We always get the sponsors and the exhibitors' spaces on the platform. So, but also you could bring up any one of these guys, add them as a connection, just like you did in Immerse. So if they're in Immerse, they're also on Connect. If they're on Connect, they're also in Immerse. Networking, just like we had on the inside, here we've got 2 areas instead of the 6 I think we had in the platform. 10 people per room, and it's just as simple as joining. As you join, you'll see it's a network call. I'll give that a second to load. And again, we've got lots of chances to have the sponsors. That may not be loading. I'll come back to it shortly. In fact, I'll try the other one. I'll come back to that. So, okay, the sessions aren't running, that's why. So sessions, just like auditoriums and breakouts, they're there. And again, to enter, you're just going to click enter. So you know that you wanted to go to the main hall address. You see the time, enter the event, and the session will be running. If I was an admin, there would be a control panel here. And again, we've got the sponsors, session description, all the speakers at the bottom. And you can obviously put material in there as well. In terms of the session, it runs very much like a Zoom call. So you can do share screen. You can chat with all the guys on here. So pretty much everything you can do in any of those other, you know, sort of networking type platforms. We always put our speakers to give them a separate page and give you the chance to sort of either get to know them, talk to them, see what platform they're actually in. That you can see here, Akshay's in Immerse and not Connect. Again, all the stuff that we could do in the platform. Exhibitors, we're actually changing this slightly. I quite like the platform as is, but you'll see. So if we just go to one of our partners, Pulling Power Media as an example, you can see them in terms of all of their material. You can enter their booth, and right now you've got the opportunity to have a video. You can make a call with them, all of their socials, contact details, and see their team. So again, I talk about the spider web. You can go back and forward from company to booth to people. Yeah, that's the key ones on the exhibitors. We are actually putting in I think next month, a little 360 visual space, so you can sort of get a bit of a better feel. It looks a little bit more immersive than sort of a standard page. And then the sponsors, so a great chance. And sponsors just get a little bit more space, a little bit nicer area. But again, you can still go and view that sponsor, watch all their video, have a call with them, do all the other stuff that you would do before. And I think I mentioned it, but calls go both ways. So into Immerse, out of Immerse into Connect, and out of Connect into Immerse. So you can network across the piece.